Week 3 of the NFL season is here, and last week, in my opinion, the games weren't very entertaining, in my opinion, at least the televised ones. I mean, where I'm from in Houston, I got the Texans game versus the Jaguars. That one was a snooze fest. Then I got the Saints and Rams game. That one was a snooze fest. The Eagles and Falcons game, the primetime one, was pretty decent. And then the Monday Night Football one wasn't very good either because, I mean, Sam Darnold wasn't even playing. So, yeah, hopefully this week the televised games are way better because week 2 was kind of disappointing. And my record in the week 2 games, I went 10-6. And 10-6 is a decent record, but not as good as it was in week 1 when I went 12-4. So hopefully here in week 3 I could do a better job in picking these games. Now let's start off with the Thursday Night Football game. Titans at Jaguars. This one's a divisional game. It's an interesting game because this could very well be Jalen Ramsey's last game with the Jaguars. Now, I do think the Jaguars are going to come out swinging, but I just don't think they have what it takes to beat the Titans. I don't think Gardner Minshew's going to be able to move the ball against this Titans defense. So I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans in this one. The Jaguars fall to 0-3, and then after the game, they're going to trade Jalen Ramsey, and their season's going to be over. Next game, we got the Bengals at Bills. The Bengals, yikes, they did terrible against the Niners. They got blown out. And the Bills are currently sitting at 2-0. Yes, their schedule hasn't been too difficult. It's been an easy schedule, Jets and Giants, but still though, I mean, you gotta give the Bills some credit. They're here at 2-0. Very good defense, and I'm liking the Bills right now, man. I think the Bills advanced to 3-0. I think that defense shuts down the Bengals offense, and I think Josh Allen and the Bills offense does just enough to win and go 3-0. Man, these Bills, I mean, who would have really thought the Bills could be 2-0 and possibly could be 3-0 after week 3? Like, I didn't. But to be fair, I didn't really look at their schedule before the season started, but still though, Bills at 2-0, and if they beat the Bengals 3-0, that's going to be like one of the shocking teams of the league, I guess you could say. Lions at Eagles. The Lions, they kind of got away with the win versus the Chargers. I didn't think they really stood a chance against the Chargers, but they somehow got away with the win. And here against the Eagles, they have a chance of stealing another win because the Eagles are a little banged up. I mean, last game Sunday Night Football, Alshon Jeffrey got hurt. Deshaun Jackson got hurt. Carson Wentz was banged up. So, I don't know how healthy the Eagles are going to be going into this game. I heard that the Eagles canceled their Wednesday practice due to all the injuries that they had. That were so banged up that they just up and canceled it. And that hardly ever happens. So, who knows, man. Maybe the Lions can sneak away with the win here. But, honestly, it's hard for me to pick the Lions this game. They already got away with the win last week against the Chargers. I don't think they go into Philly and beat the Eagles. Jets at Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots in this one. I mean, in my opinion, this one's a no-brainer. The Jets, at the moment, they don't have Sam Darnold. I don't think Sam Darnold's going to come back to like week 5. So I think the Patriots are going to keep on rolling and advance to 3-0. Raiders at Vikings. Man, I thought the Raiders were going to be competitive last week against the Chiefs. They got up to a 10-0 start on the Chiefs, but then the Chiefs scored 28 unanswered points on them in the second quarter, and the Chiefs ended up winning that game. And in this game, I don't see the Raiders being able to move the ball against this Vikings defense, and I think Kirk Cousins is going to do just enough to win this game. And what I mean by just enough, kind of just turn around and hand it off to Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is really balling out right now, and all the Vikings gotta do is keep feeding him, and he'll get you a win. So I'm taking the Vikings in this one. Ravens at Chiefs. Lamar Jackson has looked really good up until this point, and I expect Lamar Jackson to completely shred this terrible Chiefs defense. But I also expect Patrick Mahomes to shred the Ravens defense. I expect this game to be a very, very good one, very competitive one. I wish this game was a primetime game. I hope this game is televised in my area, because this one's going to be a very good one. But I don't know, man. I'm taking the Chiefs. I don't think Lamar Jackson can outduel Patrick Mahomes. I just don't think so. Even though last year he almost did, but it was mostly due to the Ravens defense, and I don't think the Ravens defense has what it takes to stop this Chiefs offense. Falcons at Colts. And this was an interesting one. I don't know what to make of Jacoby Brissett. He's kind of been a game manager up until now. Can Jacoby Brissett outduel Matt Ryan? Can the Colts stop Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and all those Falcons weapons? I don't think so. I don't think the Colts will be able to keep up with the Falcons in this game. I think the Falcons have just way too many weapons. I think Matt Ryan's going to have a field day on this Colts defense. And I think Jacoby Brissett's going to have to put the team on his back in this game. And I just don't think he can get the job done. Next game, Broncos at Packers. The Packers are currently 2-0. The Broncos are 0-2, but should really be 1-1. They should have beat the Bears last week, but refs interfered with that game. But in this game, I'm taking the Green Bay Packers. I think Rodgers is slowly starting to regain his Rodgers abilities, and I feel like in this game, Aaron Rodgers could explode and have a vintage Rodgers game. I don't think Joe Flacco can keep up with Rodgers. I just don't see it. I am not a believer in Joe Flacco, so I have the Packers advancing to 3-0. Dolphins at Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys. The Dolphins, they're tanking. I think the Cowboys are 22-point favorites or something like that. So I fully expect the Cowboys to completely dominate the Dolphins from the second the game starts. This one's an interesting one. Giants at Buccaneers. I really don't know who to pick in this one, because I want to trust in Daniel Jones coming in here and getting the Giants their first win. But the Buccaneers so far, their defense has been pretty decent. I don't think Daniel Jones can go in there to Tampa and do anything against that Bucs defense. And Jameis Winston, we already know who he is, man. He is terrible. But ultimately, who do I trust more? Jameis Winston, who we know is bad, or a rookie quarterback going into Tampa, playing his first game in his career? Have to go with Jameis Winston, man. I don't think Daniel Jones can get a win here. I don't think his team is good enough. And I think the Buccaneers are just going to commit to stopping Saquon Barkley. They're going to make Daniel Jones throw the football, and I'm not sure if Daniel Jones can get the job done. Next game, Panthers at Cardinals. I don't think Cam's playing this game. Cam, regardless, has looked terrible so far this season. Even if he does play, I don't think the Panthers can beat the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray has a great game here, and gets the Cardinals a pretty easy win. Steelers at Niners. I'm taking the Niners in this one. The Steelers, they're a complete mess. Like, they're 0-2. Big Ben is out for the season. They traded a first round pick, a top 10 pick, possibly top 5 pick, depending how the Steelers do from here on out. They traded a top pick for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Like, I don't know what the Steelers are doing right now, man. Like, I think the Niners are going to come away with that win pretty easily. Saints at Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks in this one. I think they win this one pretty easily as well. I'm not a believer in Teddy Bridgewater. Never have been, and until he shows me otherwise, I don't think I'll ever be a Teddy Bridgewater believer. I don't think Bridgewater can keep this team afloat. I don't think Bridgewater can go into Seattle and beat the Seahawks. I just do not see it. Next game, Texans at Chargers. If you saw my Texans-Chargers prediction video, you already know I picked the Texans winning this game. I have it being a very close, small shootout. Rams at Browns. I'm taking the Rams in this one. I don't think the Browns have played well up until now. And honestly, a lot of people probably think the same way. And my reasoning behind it is because the Browns were simply overhyped. Baker Mayfield is not who we thought he was, or who most people thought he was. I mean, last season, his rookie year, he did good against terrible teams, but once it came to playing a good team or a decent team, he would completely suck. I believe last year his record against good teams was like 1-5, and he had terrible stats. This year, not off to a good start. Maybe it's the coach, Kitchens. You know what they say, just because you're a good offensive coordinator doesn't mean you'll be a good head coach. Same thing with defensive coordinators. Just because you're a good defensive coordinator doesn't mean you'll make a good head coach. And maybe Freddie Kitchens is one of those guys. Maybe he's a good OC, but he's not a good head coach. But so far, the Browns have been disappointing. Next game, Bears at Redskins. Man, like, why? Who came up with the idea of putting Mitchell Trubisky versus Case Keenum on Monday Night Football? Like, come on, man. Like, ain't nobody want to watch this game. I think the Bears defense is going to make Case Keenum look terrible. I think the Bears win this one, but it's going to be a close one because Trubisky's terrible. Like, nobody wants to watch this. Like, flex the Ravens and Chiefs game into this slot. Like, I wish they could, but I know they won't. Like, come on, man. Like, nobody wants to watch this game. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to watch it. I'll probably just have it on in the background, honestly, because, yeah, nobody wants to watch Trubisky overthrowing wide open receivers that are 5 yards in front of him. So, yeah. So, that's pretty much my predictions for the week. Comment down below your own predictions for the week. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.